And we have once again nominated for president the founding father of the America First movement, Donald John Trump. For far too long, the establishment in Washington has sold us out. They promised unity and delivered division. They promised peace and brought war. They promised normalcy and gave us Transgender Visibility Day on Easter Sunday.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Marge the Trainwreck Greene was speaking at the Republican National Convention Monday night as one of the undercards. Yep, that's right. She's a warm-up act to the real fluffers of the night.
And let me state this clearly. There are only two genders.
It was the first day of a 3-day convention, and it goes to show how far Marge has fallen within her own party that she couldn't even get a primetime slot. It's like the RNC stuck her out in front of a cornfield like a scarecrow on a pole to frighten away anyone who isn't loyal to he that walks behind the rows. It was a literal Children of the Corn moment.
They claim that our economy is thriving, yet hundreds of thousands of American-born workers lost their jobs these past few years.
Daniel?
American-born workers have gained millions of jobs under President Biden, 4.7 million jobs over the 3 years between June 2021 and June 2024. Now, I'll call this claim misleading at best rather than false, because it is possible that within this group there are particular hundreds of thousands of workers who did lose their jobs, but Congresswoman Greene created the impression that this group of workers has lost jobs on the whole, and that's not even close to true.
She started squawking about the Dems promising us normalcy, but giving us Trans Visibility Day on Easter Sunday, while giving a practiced scowl.
Donald Trump has, and he will, make America successful again. And as God as my witness, he will finally give us the country we deserve.
Good Lord, she almost gave herself goosebumps and grew horns trying to channel all that hatred in the name of God. She claims Christianity, but supports a low-life criminal who's taken the 10 Commandments as a personal challenge to break daily. Could you imagine Marge the Trainwreck Greene and Donald Trump trying to talk to Jesus and get a healing? Marge would probably ask for her oversized 3 toes to fit into a pair of shoes normally. And then you have Donald Trump next to her with a maxi pad on his ear asking for unity. But that's another rabbit hole.
The U word that they seem to be rolling out, that unity is what we need in face of what happened on Saturday with regard to President Trump. Now, we were saying, we don't want to unite with people who want to kill us, people who want to indoctrinate our children and turn them against us, people who want our movement basically quashed, done, thrown in prisons, throw away the keys.
You know, I remember when Joe Biden took office, he came out with this unity message, unify, unity. And then the Democrats proceeded to rip our borders wide open and actually create an illegal invasion into our country that's murdering Americans every single day.
A while back, Marge was on Donald Trump's shortlist for his highly coveted VP slot. A lot of people expected that Donald Trump would actually consider giving that ignorant Jacqueline a shot, but he probably realized that she wants money and power too. Maybe Donald thought that if he put her second in line, she might try to do him in herself. Good God. Could you imagine seeing that troglodyte bringing you coffee every morning with that evil grin and under her breath soft cackle, thinking that she was going to poison you or something? Donald Trump may actually be worried about Marge. Who knows if it's that or just the simple fact that he hates hillbillies. Trump seems to be distancing himself from her in favor of the author of a book called Hillbilly Elegy, a combination of words that he probably couldn't get out of his mouth in a single slur. J.D. Vance, yep. Donald has picked the Ohio eyeliner king to be his vice presidential running mate, leaving Marge on the outside looking in. Despite being on the outs, Marge has been doubling down in her delusion.
If it had been Joe Biden that there was an assassination attempt on, Do you think there would be calls for unity? What do you think the response would be?
Oh, I know. We know what would happen, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope there's a lot of people on the left watching this. You people would have been out in the streets, burning down cities like you did the entire summer of 2020, looting stores, destroying businesses, attacking police officers, absolutely attacking federal courthouses. You would be fighting us, murdering us in the streets if that had happened.
According to Marge, Dems would be murdering Republicans in the streets if Biden got shot. During a segment on War Room, guest host Natalie Winters interviewed Greene while regular host Steve Bannon was in prison. Greene claimed Democrats did not want unity following the assassination attempt on the former President Donald Trump. Remember that Marge likes to play the victim and the hero at the same time. It's a common go-to tactic for her and some of the extremist colleagues. Marge had apparently tweeted something from the Stone Age tablet about separating the country between red states and blue states. It's a classic divide and conquer strategy aimed at putting entire groups of people against each other in an escalation of violence. There's nothing peaceful about the Republican agenda. They are the ones creating chaos on the border, in our classrooms, and in our legislative bodies. The 118th Congress hasn't done jack squat, and here she is acting like they are so busy with the work of the American people. It's ironic that Donald Trump would pick J.D. Vance over Marge the Trainwreck Greene, just like Jink was talking about. Donald Trump doesn't like poor people. He looks down on the average person as inferior to him. J.D. Vance is intelligent despite being a spineless worm and a Trump sycophant. But that's who Trump picks over Marge. On top of that, she's an opening act and not in the main attraction. I think Marge is operating out of a little bit of butt hurt. It's eating her up inside, and she deserves every bit of humiliation that she gets. When Donald Trump thinks you're stupid, you must be a special kind of dumb, kind of like MAGA dumb. MAGA is all about trampling over each other and stabbing each other in the back to get close enough to smell Donald Trump's nasty aroma. But J.D. Vance gets the pick. The last I heard, Mike Pence called to congratulate J.D. Pence and told him to hang in there. Yeah, J.D., hang in there. Don't cross Donald or he'll have his followers come after you. Don't forget that you're expendable either. And Marge is waiting in the wings, hoping that you'll fail. Good God, the RNC is just a trash TV episode with a bunch of undereducated Christo-fascist numbskulls worshiping a guy with a maxi pad on his ear. Or was it a mini My Pillow? Whatever it was pathetic. Just like Marge the Trainwreck Greene and the Republican Party. What a joke. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.